For 5 years my stepmother and her arrogant son treated me like an unwelcome stranger at home because they believed my father had left his entire multi-million real estate company to them before he passed away, while treating me as a mere charity case who lived off their generosity. At every gathering they took pleasure in mocking my lifestyle while reminding me that I had no real claim to the family legacy because in their eyes my father only endured me out of obligation on my half-brother birthday. They organized a lavish corporate banquet surrounded by investors and media where they planned to publicly humiliate me into signing a legal waiver surrendering all rights to inheritance. They handed me a folder containing the document in front of cameras while my stepmother smiled mockingly and declared over the microphone that it was time for me to stop leeching off their hard-earned success and sign away my claims forever. The room filled with quiet laughter while my brother raised his glass in triumph, expecting me to weep as I always did in silence. However, instead of backing away, I opened the folder where they attached what they called my father draft will, yet my eyes caught the legal registration numbers printed at the bottom of the original deed certificates, which I recognized from my mother-old journals which I studied after my father passing. What my stepmother never knew was that my late mother had originally founded the core holding firm using her own fortune before her death and had placed the entire real estate empire into an irrevocable lineage trust where my father was merely named as a temporary administrator without any power to transfer or sell the shares to second spouses without the consent of her biological child. When I stepped up to the podium and projected the authentic corporate registry files onto the giant screen, the entire hall fell into complete silence as the legal documents clearly proved that my stepmother and half-brother held 0% ownership in the company and were actually living on trust funds that had automatically expired the moment I turned 25 yesterday morning. My stepmother turned white while my brother dropped his glass onto the marble floor in panic as I calmly announced to the stunned board members that both of them were officially terminated from their executive roles and evicted from the estate, effective now, leaving them utterly ruined in front of the audience they brought to crush me while I politely thanked them for hosting my takeover.